Let us do the 2 ears first. So a magic ring, and just get a chain stitch to lock it. And now I do 6 DCs into this ring. And now I carry on. It's a continuous process. So here I just pull this loose end tight. Take it out of the way. You will later work it in. And now you find the first DC. It's always a bit hiding here. There it is. And you can now use a stitch marker, but because it's just 2 rounds, I just count. Now you have to make 2 DCs into every DC of the previous row. So I normally just count 1, 2, next one 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7 and 8 goes into the next DC, then 9, 10, and then 11 and 12. Then I just do this seamless join, where you take it and you go into, you skip this first DC that you have made, and you go into the second DC that you have made of the second row, and then you just now make a loop over that first one that sits a bit as if it's at a lower level. And there you can see the perfect circle. And now here at the back, I would just now put it there because I'm going to use this loose end to sew it onto the face of the mouse. So I have now one. I'll make another one like that off screen, and let us do the face. For the face, it must be 4 rounds. So we start with a magic ring again and make just 1 chain stitch to lock it. Then you make 6 DCs into the magic ring. Now you pull tight this loose end, so your first round is done. Now a stitch marker will work quite lovely because you're now working with more rounds. So then I would suggest, after you have made the first 2 DCs into the first DC of the previous round, you put in a marker into the first one. So here is the first one that I'm making, and here is the second one that I make in the same DC. So now I take my stitch marker and I just slide it in there, because that shows me that's the first DC of round 2. Then I carry on. Now 2 DCs into every DC of the previous round. And now actually you do not have to count because the stitch marker is there. You just make sure that you make 2 DCs into every DC of the previous round. Here you can see it's the last one of the previous round. Now I take the stitch marker out. The round 3 must be 18 DCs. But before I do the 18, I first do just a DC into the next one, because that will prevent my circle from becoming a bit of a hexagon shape. So now I'm going to say my next round only starts now. I need to make 1 and then 2 into the next one. Then again 1 and 2 into the next one. So now I'm going to make the first DC of round 3, and I put in the stitch marker. Now 2 into the next one. Now again 1, then 2, and like that I will carry on all around. Good, so I end with 2 in the last one. I can remove the stitch marker. Now I do the same thing. I again make one more. It's not an increase, it's just one into the next stitch. Again, like I said, it's to prevent the circle from turning into more than a hexagon. Now I am ready to start round 4. So in round 4, I need to make 1, 1, and then 2. And then again 1, 1, 2. So I'll first do the first one. Then I put in the stitch marker into that first one. Now still 1. So it's now 1, 1. And now in this one I need to make 2. So we're working now in groups of 4, and we need to do 6 of these groups of 4. So again 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 into this one. Then again 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Remove the stitch marker. Now you can check. If you agree, that looks to me quite fine. It looks in proportion. So now I'm going to just leave a sewing tail here before I cut the yarn. Now I can again do a perfect circle by making a DC over you skip one and you make a DC over that one. So let us do that first. So you don't take that one, you take the next one, go under it, and come back to the one that you just finished and go from the top into it. Good, so there we have a perfect circle. Now we need to complete the face. So I need to make another one and then we can just sew it on. I'm now ready to sew the ears on. I'm leaving this tail here hanging because that can be used to sew now the face to the headband. So I'm just first going to here. You don't have to worry where to position it because for the second ear you will now carefully look. And also it does not have to be worked on that it's tightly secured because you in any case still going to sew it onto the headband and then you can secure it a little bit more. And again here I'm not going to cut the yarn because then I can also use this yarn tail to sew it onto the headband just like that. Face there, they must be quite well spaced, I would think. Let us see. I think about somewhere here. Good. So let us just get going with the process. I'll do it at the back. And then one can always check. This one is now in the way. All of these yarns. Now we're going to start the bow of doing a magic ring and then 4 chain stitches. And now I'm going to do a triple. I'm going to yarn over 3 times. And then I go into the ring and I work it like a treble, going through 2 loops, then again through 2, and through the last 2. And I want a few more of these. 1, 2, 3 times yarn over, go into the ring and yarn over again. So you will have 5 loops. Is that called a triple treble? And 3 times again. I think it needs another one. 3 times again. And now maybe we can now go down again with the 5 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go into the circle, slip stitch into the circle. And now we're going to carry on and do another 5. This is the one part of the bow, as you can see now. Now we do the next part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, we have done 5 triple trebles. So I'll now do it for the other side as well. This is actually going so fast. So there I have the 5 and now 5 chain stitches. Again down, 3, 4, 5 and slip stitch back into this magic ring. And now we can pull this loose end tight, and let me take also this end and cut it, but I cut it long enough. Now let us see what's going to happen now. Let me first now take the starting chain and pull that tight. So now we're ready to sew this onto headbands.